Hey everybody, Mr. O'Brien here. Welcome to the Flight of the Firebirds. We have a special podcast today. I have some amazing juniors and seniors with us just to talk about their experience of why they came to Kellenberg. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves a little bit. Maggie, why don't you introduce yourself, like what town you're from and a couple of things you do at Kellenberg.
Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm from Lindenhurst, and I do cross country and track at Kellenberg, and I'm a senior Marines leader.
Hey everybody, I'm Christian. I'm from Baldwin. I played football and I'm also a senior Mariners leader.
Hi guys, I'm Sadie. I'm a junior. I'm from East Williston. I'm on the varsity soccer team and I'm a junior Latin school retreat staff.
Hi guys, I'm Aiden Rojas. I'm a junior from Limbrook. I'm on Cross Culinary Club and I'm going to Rome this summer.
Hi guys, I'm Maya. I'm on dance team and I'm also a senior Mariners leader.
So one of the things that we want to, a little bit why we're here today is sometimes admissions has changed a little bit, and sometimes people, take some time to make decisions. And I think all of these students it was kind of the springtime when you kind of decided that, you kind of heard about Kellenberg and you thought a little bit about maybe I want to take that next step and maybe I want to go there. And obviously sometimes it's a big step, right? So Maya, you came in as a sophomore. Can you talk a little bit about maybe what you saw in Kellenberg and why you thought this might be a good fit for the next 3 years?
Yeah, definitely. So 2 of my best friends they went there this year, and they would just talk about the community, and the motto is like one heart, one mind, and it truly is. It's like no other school has this. You really feel a sense of community. So that's something that drew me, and then just also all the opportunities and everything that Kellenberg offers. I kind of felt at my old school I was being a little held back, but here at Kellenberg I have so many more opportunities that really helped me get to where I am now.
And I'm guessing you're still friends with the 2 that maybe brought you here?
Yes, we're best friends.
I think I may know, are they also on the dance team?
Yeah.
Oh, they are. All right. So you have a lot to be thankful to them for, I
Yes.
think, kind of bringing them there. And then Maggie, what about you? Because you live a little further out east.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a trip for you.
Yeah,
so.
it's like 35, 40-minute drive.
Okay.
Bus ride, hour.
AirPods or
Yep.
AirPods
Gotta
on the
lock
bus
in.
ride? All right. And what made you kind of think a little bit about Kellenberg?
Well, kind of a mishmash of things. So I didn't like my old school that much. Wasn't the environment for me. And I was looking around. I know that Catholic schools have good reputation, so I have some relatives that used to go here, and they graduated. They ended up getting married, and they were high school sweethearts.
From Kellenberg?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Firebird couple, that's big.
2 different sets of.
Ooh, okay.
Yes,
We have a lot of them at Kellenberg,
yes.
too, teachers, as you may know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I came and I visited, and I was I walked in and I was I'm just looking at a school, and then I walked out and I was this place is crazy, in a good way. I was wow. So I definitely wanted
Dogs,
to,
birds,
yeah,
the whole spiel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were kind of pulled me in because you were very animated, and you seemed like you wanted me to go here. You were Maggie, I want you to come here. Meanwhile, we had just met each other. So
All right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes,
good.
You just see when a student you think is going to, have an experience within the community, which I think is awesome. Christian, I know you kind of, you played football at your old school, but you also
Yes.
kind of heard about Kellenberg football and Coach Micey a little bit. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so as I said, 3 years ago I was at a game, Holy Trinity versus Kellenberg, and it was very competitive. I was there with my friends, and that was kind of the first time I heard about Kellenberg. And I was just looking for a more competitive and competitive experience, especially with the football and academic aspect. And I don't know what it is, but I think Kellenberg had a type of special aura because a lot of accomplishments started coming in, like National Football Foundation, first team all defense, being able to go to Wesleyan. It was definitely a great opportunity to come here, and kind of like what Maggie said, your enthusiasm pulled us in, and you go places where people want you to go.
All right. I appreciate that. And just, sometimes I do the interviews. I'm not always in a suit. I'm kind of in the khaki shorts and the summer OB look, with the polo shirt. So I appreciate you guys trusting. Sadie, what about you? Because this is your first year here at Kellenberg.
Yeah, this is my first year. I had a super similar experience to Maggie. I wasn't in love with my public school. I felt like there was somewhere better for me. So my absolute best friend in the whole world goes here. So I talked to her. I was like, do you love it? She's like, it's the best place ever. So set up a meeting with you, and you just pulled me in. It was like immediate.
And then same thing, Aiden, so this is your second year as a junior. You started as a sophomore, and obviously you said early on when you introduced yourself, you're going to Rome. Did you ever think that you'd be going to, halfway across the world, and you're actually going to see a saint canonized over the summer? So want to talk about like what kind of drew you a little bit to Kellenberg?
Yeah, so for me, two of my best friends went here from middle school, and when they came, they would always tell me about all the stuff that they were doing, and I even went to some of the football games with them, and the environment at those games was really like welcoming, and it was like, they were insane. So that kind of had me wanting to come here. And then I didn't care for
Christian
my old
wasn't on the team
schools.
yet, I don't think, but that's all right. Now it's even more insane. It's good. Go ahead.
The opportunity at my old school weren't like as easy for me because the distance. So then when I came here, it was a lot easier for me to get into clubs and all that stuff. And get
Okay,
involved.
and then I know some of you guys spoke about like the interview process. So, you submitted your report cards, and Mr. O'Brien tries to mesh up your classes a little bit, right? And then we obviously called you in for like an interview.
Yeah.
And then how did you feel, Sadie? Like you played a sport almost right away. So
Yeah.
how did you feel like being acclimated into the Kellenberg culture and feeling comfortable with groups of kids and stuff like that?
Oh, it was so easy. The soccer team was the absolute best. They're the nicest girls ever. So it was just like immediate in, like, love these girls, love the team. I love the faith aspect. That's something I didn't get at my public school. So it was a super easy transition.
Okay, and Christian, same thing, and I guess Maggie too, because you guys played fall
Yeah.
sports right
Yeah.
away. I mean, Maya already knew people on dance, so we'll go to her later. But you guys kind of had a new experience, kind of
Yeah.
coming in. You did cross country right away.
Yep, right
and
away.
you did football.
Yep.
What would you think? Similar experience to Sadie?
Yeah, I think that because sports always have like appealed to me and it helped get me like into the mix a little bit better. And like in public school, they don't have like the clubs that we have here, so it was like an easier type of like way to just quickly get involved, and definitely like we say, like get involved because that's what really makes that experience the best. So then discover other stuff that I wanted to do too.
Yeah, and then Christian, you do like I think you still do like almost like a 3 or 4 night, like I guess it's like a mini camp, but it's kind of like a retreat plus like
Yeah.
2-a-days, 3 days. You want to talk about maybe how that helps you get acclimated with guys on the team?
Yeah, so for one, there was a lot of openness and kind of a comfortable aspect to the people on the team. They were very open to speaking to me and acclimating me to, Kellenberg and the culture, and, spending that much amount of time with the same guys, you're bound to make some good friends and, have a great experience all together, teamwork and, team chemistry and a bunch of other things like that. So it was definitely easy assimilation into the school, having that aspect into it before even getting into actual school, because having that connection before, it just branches out into other friends and
Absolutely.
Teachers that and yeah.
Yeah, and then Maya, obviously, while you've been here, we've had kind of some cool enhancements, especially for dance. Can you talk maybe a little bit about, some of the enhancements? I know you guys went down to nationals and stuff like that, and what Kellenberg's kind of done to even help the dance program, among many other things.
Yeah, of course. So one of the biggest enhancements has probably been the studio. Before this, every day after school, we would go into the classrooms to practice, and we'd have to move the desks, stack them, and then we practiced in 3 rooms. And in those 3 rooms, there was 2 walls that split up the classrooms, so we'd have to fold those up. So that would be a lot of time taken away from our practice. But this year, when we got the new building, we got the studio. So not only does that give us more time to practice, we also have the mirror and the same floor that's on the national stage. So it really gives us
Like
an
same
advantage.
size and everything?
Yeah, same size, same
Oh.
material. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the mirror
So
just
pressure's on now.
Yeah, really.
Okay, got you. Okay.
So it's almost like your performance that you're doing at practice is the same exact at nationals.
Okay, that's awesome. So Maggie, winter track, we don't have the same thing. You still have to run outside, correct?
Yes,
All right, I'm sorry. I didn't know if we were going to put in something like that, but we're still running outside. And then Aiden, you talked a little bit about your experience at Rome. I think last year you went to something called Catholic Experience. You
Yeah.
want to say kind of how maybe that even helped you kind of grow in your faith as a student here?
Yeah, so for Catholic Experience, before that, I was more of a bit quieter of a kid. But then when I was there, all the people were very nice. And so I kind of made a big group of friends from that. And then we went to all these churches and everything there. And it helped me grow with my faith there because I felt comfortable with it. and then we were able to go through all those places
And it
together.
kind of grows from there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think one of the things that all you guys say, and I know we say it all the time, but it's like to get involved. And when we say get involved, we always say like just try something. It doesn't mean you're going to love everything, right? But you know, that half hour or that signing up for that event, you never know when you're going to meet 2, 3, 4 people or have a good relationship with a teacher that might be your guidance counselor and stuff like that. So I think that that's an important aspect. And I think you guys are sitting here because you've kind of taken that, you know, you've taken that advice. I think you realize that Kellenberg is more than just, you know, obviously academics and faith are first and foremost, and then kind of everything comes off of that. Sadie, this year, I think you went on your first big retreat at Founders Hollow,
Yes.
right? So I think it's kind of hard to imagine what that place is until you kind of talk about it. But
Yeah.
you said you were on retreat staff. What are you actually doing for that?
So we go up to Founders Hollow. I was a little nervous at first because I didn't know a lot of the girls, but I roomed with 4 amazing girls, and I had the best time. If I could go back, I would absolutely do it again. And then
Was it snowing there? Was it
Yeah,
snowing?
there was snow on the ground. We
so
got
we
to
have a retreat
sled.
house about 3 hours away, upstate, in the middle of really nowhere. But it's an awesome beacon for
It's
faith. but-
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, so we go up there, I think it was like 2 nights, and we just trained to be with the Latin schoolers. So then we go out to a Marinist retreat house in, is it Islip?
Islip, Stella
Islip,
Maris, yes.
Stella Maris. And you just go, I had 6B and 6C, those are my 2. And you like spend a day there, you do a lot of faith stuff, you do skits, there's a lot of food. You play
Sixth
outside.
graders have a lot of energy.
Oh, they do, yeah. They
Yeah.
are a handful, but
I remember I had a 6th grade study hall once, and I think they probably knew everything about my life within a week. They just kept asking questions, what my favorite food was, did I like birds? I'm like, can we just do work here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of credit, and I'm sure training. And then Maggie and Maya, you guys were on our hospitality team this year. We kind of also did a retreat with Mr. Brennan. You want to talk
Yes.
just to maybe a couple of the highlights of the retreat?
Yeah, so that was really fun. So we went to go see Chris Tomlin in concert. That was
Number 1 Christian
cool.
artist in the world, just saying.
I would say it was like one of the most fun experiences of my year, of my Kellenberg career. We toured a couple of hotels and learned about like the hospitality type of way. We got to see how they run the hotels. We got to see like the behind the scenes sort of thing that makes it work. Then we went to Stella Maris, which is the Islip Retreat House, and that was really fun. It was a beautiful day, the sun was shining, and I just thought that place was pretty cool. So
Yeah, not every school has, you know, a retreat house upstairs, and then we also have one out in Islip, and then we also have one. And I think the important thing about retreat is, you know, we have a beautiful campus, but sometimes when you get off the campus, it feels a little bit different. Maya, do you want to talk about maybe like our prayer service that night, kind of what we did that evening, if you remember?
Yeah, so I think one of the most important parts of the retreat was the faith that was incorporated into it. So when we first got here, we got like settled in, and then we actually did a bowling game, which was super fun. But then after that,
In your school.
in our school,
In your school,
Yes,
by the way.
yeah.
Yes, but in the school.
yeah. So after that, we had like a little prayer service, and it's just like a nice time to like reflect on everything, and especially with like your teachers and the people that you're gonna be with for the next few days, and like even just in school in general. And we kind of just like thought about everything and like prayed together, and it was like really beautiful to just like be able to have that opportunity.
All right, now we are calling this the Flight of the Firebirds. So we have 3 Firebirds that are going to move on next year, unfortunately, to other schools. So we're going to talk about your flight. Juniors, I think Sadie and Aiden, you're going to hopefully take on even more leadership positions. Can you talk a little bit, maybe Maggie, about you know, what your experience at Kellenberg has been and kind of what you looked for in a college next year based on what your experience was?
yeah, for sure. So like Maya said in the beginning, like the community is crazy. Like the sense of community is awesome. It's like, this isn't a school, this is a home. So like, it's definitely, that was like one of the number one things, and the faith-based part. Like I definitely want a school that has that like tight-knit community where like pretty much everyone's your friend, everyone's friendly, you really feel like you're like in the right place when you're just walking through the hallways. And then to have the faith is like, that's the center of our school. Like literally the tabernacle is the middle of our school. So
It's true.
I just look for that in a school. Like I know a couple of schools I'm actually touring this week will be a lot like that. I
Oh,
hope.
no pressure. So
I
now
hope.
you said it out loud. This is crazy. So no pressure. So maybe we'll have to come back with a follow-up of the final decision.
Okay. Well, there's no final decision yet, but
I know, that's what I mean.
Oh,
We'll have
yes.
to come back. Maybe we'll have to
Yes,
do
for
part
sure.
2.
For
you
sure.
know? Now,
Yes.
Christian, you said Wesleyan,
Yeah.
right? And I'm guessing you're playing football. Okay, good. And what about that community there? What did you see there that kind of hopefully took
Yeah,
some
for
things from
sure.
Kellenberg?
So I've been up there, I think, either 2 or 3 times, and I went up there for, I think it was their red and black night, or like family weekend, and they had big 100 feet tall lights. They had thousands of people in the stands, and I saw like a very diverse student body, black, white, Asian, everybody. So it was kind of like here where, you see all different types of people, and you could see how they were even talking with each other. You could see their school culture even when I was in the locker room or when I was on the field with them training, and you could just tell that it was another place where they really wanted you to be here. And I did that the first time with Kellenberg, so I was doing that again with Wesleyan, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity for me.
Yeah, I think one of the things you said before, maybe I think all you kind of said it, but it's like you want to go to a place that that you feel like they want you to be there, right? And I feel like when people working in admissions, when people come into our open house, a lot of times they always say like, I felt like Kellenberg like wanted me to be part of their community, right? And then I heard from some of the other seniors that you might be dancing at a college next year.
Yes.
All right. So where did you decide to go?
Sacred Heart University.
And that's like sometimes like mini Kellenberg from what I've heard. There's like a lot of kids there that go up to Sacred Heart. So similar kind of campus feel to us.
Yeah, it's funny that you said mini Kellenberg because that's like exactly what I was looking for in a college.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much Kellenberg. A lot of people go there. And for me, it was just like I wanted the sense of community that Kellenberg gave me. And I did find that at Sacred Heart, which is like one of the main reasons I picked it. And also just like the faith life. I knew I wanted to go to a Catholic college because before Kellenberg, I didn't really have much of a faith life. And it just taught me like how important it was. And like sometimes when people go off to college, they kind of lose that a little bit. But like at Sacred Heart, I feel like I do have like the ability to like continue it on. And that's something that's like so important to me.
Awesome. Producers, we got time for a couple more questions. I don't know. You let me know. Yeah, I mean, what are they going to kick us off here? That's not going to happen, is it? That's not going to happen. All right. So these are tough ones. These are like quick answers. All right. We'll start Maggie. We'll go around a circle.
Okay.
How does that sound? All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Kellenberg moment.
Singing to Chris Tomlin in the stands.
In Connecticut.
In Connecticut on our hospitality trip.
After we put the bus on a ferry.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
At 11 o'clock at night.
At 11 o'clock at night.
All right. Chris Tomlin in Hartford, Connecticut. Christian.
Founders Hollow, snowball fight, capturing the flag.
Did Moran have anything to do with that?
Yes.
Oh, Moran. Okay. All right. Mr. Moran had something to do with that. Sadie, what do you got?
I would say Founders Hollow, but I'm going to be different here. Stella Maris, I was given natural bee honey, and it's my favorite thing ever. The man who works there has bees, and he gave me a jar of it. I use it
Only
every
at
day.
Kellenberg.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Really? Aiden, what do you got?
Football games by far.
Football games,
Yes.
like student section.
Student section, football
And just
games.
being part of community.
Yes, best part.
All right, let's see if Maya drops Florida here. Let's see what she's got.
Oh, I could do that too.
No, you can do whatever you want. I'm just
I
throwing
mean,
out.
I was going to say waking up to the bells in the retreat house upstairs just because
yeah.
when would
Oh.
you ever sleep over your school besides for Kellenberg?
That was
Yeah, that's actually good. That's
But
actually
definitely
good too.
Florida too.
Huh?
Definitely Florida. Too.
Florida, and you guys did really well in the national thing.
Yeah,
right?
top 10.
Top 10.
Oh.
Yeah, top 10, which, I'm sure they're like critical of themselves, but top
We
10,
are.
I'm like, that's pretty crazy. And then maybe what's any of you guys, especially the seniors, any of you guys taking like any like electives and stuff like that you were able to kind of fit into your schedules? You did in calculus, right?
I'm doing calc, engineering, computer science. So
What about you, Maggie?
I'm taking science research instead of my
nice.
study hall.
So
It's the,
instead of your
such
study hall.
sacrifice. Well, every other day, yes. And we have a fun class actually this week, or it was last week, that we threw paper airplanes right in this building.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And
was
was it like based on how far they had to go or something
It was
like that?
measured on how far and how long it stayed in the air, we like did not do
How
great.
did you do?
but Really bad. Really bad.
Okay, all right. And then Maya, anything that you're taking that you're going to be able to bring with you to college? What science elective you taking this year?
Sports medicine.
Sports medicine,
Yes.
really? Okay. Are you going into any sort of medical field, do you think, or you're not sure yet?
I'm going like pre-dental, but that's more biology. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then, all right, maybe last question. All right, Kellenberg has a lot of acronyms and a lot of slogans. All right, put you on the spot. Sound fair?
Yeah.
All right. We'll start with Maya. We'll go around this way this time. All right, Maya, favorite Kellenberg slogan?
Probably, does one heart, one mind count?
It counts. I mean, you
Okay.
go first, so you can choose whatever you want. And what does that mean to you?
It means that everyone's really just one family, no matter what, no matter our differences or anything. We're all a community, and we're all just in it together.
Okay, cool. All right, Aiden, you said you were part of CROSS before.
Yes.
Do you know what it stands for?
No.
No. Ooh, we got one. Christians reaching out, spreading spirituality.
I don't know how I
What do you
forgot that.
think? I don't know how you forgot that either.
I think it fits perfect, though.
It fits perfect. Do you want to say a little bit about CROSS? What you guys have done in that?
Yeah, so right now for junior cross.
By the way, he's not wrong, audience. All right, it's a lot of acronyms here at Kellenberg. All right. Sorry.
Right now for junior cross, we have people that we talk to at the nursing home.
Oh.
And so we usually write letters to them. And I went over a couple weeks ago, actually, and we played bingo with them. It
So
was
it's
really
like
nice to do.
service oriented to
So
elderly and different
everyone.
outreach.
Yeah.
Kellenberg outreach. Christians reaching out, spreading spiritual. All right, Sadie, what's your favorite Kellenberg slogan here? She's shaking her head, by
Yeah,
the way.
I have-
She doesn't know what she's going to be on the spot for here.
I have bad memory, but I would just say one heart, one mind. I feel like it's the best way to describe Kellenberg. You're with everyone and you feel like you're all one. It's like the most satisfying community ever. It's just the best.
I like it. How about this one? Can you talk about school that never sleeps? What do you think that means?
There is always something going on here. Like, without a doubt, every single day I'm like, well, after school I could do this, I could do that. And then over the weekends, I mean, there's hiking club, there's XLT, there's everything. Like,
Yeah,
there's
it's-
always something.
Sometimes I feel like Kellenberg might need a nap.
Retreat.
Not a sleep, but just a little nap. for like a
Retreat, you
day.
don't sleep. Like,
No.
everything.
It's all about the experience, Christian, what do you got?
I would definitely say that as well. There's always something to do here. I mean, I stayed after school till 5:30, and you still have 100 kids in the lobby. So
It's true. Waiting for rides, waiting for
Yep.
late buses, and now it's blue and gold season, so
Oh.
forget about 100 kids. There's like 500 kids just running around in blue and gold T-shirts, Maggie, what about you? Favorite slogan?
Slogan. Okay, well, this is actually kind of a good one. So when you drive
Aren't
into
they all
the,
good?
Well, of course they're all good.
Okay,
but I
all
mean,
right.
like, I think there's a little catch to it.
Okay, got it. Let's
Because
go.
when I first heard this, okay, so you drive into the school and you see like on the light post, there's these like signs and it says servants, allegiance, leadership. And when I first saw that, I was like, what is this, like a military school? And now I'm realizing that it's actually a great like 3 type of like value like thing to base the school on. Because if you think about all of us kids that go here, like we're taught to like have service to other people. We're taught to like, give of ourselves. And allegiance is like, like respect and like good stuff. And then,
That's okay. That's all right.
and then leadership, I feel like is like one of the biggest things. Like all of us are leaders here. Like there's not a single person, I feel like at Kellenberg that isn't taught to be a leader.
I always feel that too. Like even though it's a bigger school with a lot of seniors or juniors, I think we really do a nice job of getting you guys into different avenues where we think you can lead, whether that's in a homeroom, whether that's giving tours, whether that's going to visit the elderly or leading 6th graders on retreat who are asking millions of questions. So I think that, as you come to Kellenberg, and I know some of you guys are kind of finishing your journey, what advice, last question, I promise, what advice would you give to like, an 8th grader, maybe even a 9th grader that might be like kind of looking for maybe a change or, just something different or wanting more? I always tell when I interview people, I always say that Kellenberg is going to challenge you, but not overwhelm you. And I feel like that we will find you and we will guide you. If we think you can take calculus, we're going to have you take calculus. But if Christian's saying, like, listen, I'm going to practice 4 hours of football a day, I might not recommend he's doing 2 hours of math a night. So, it kind of manages. So what advice would you give Maggie?
I would definitely say, like, stick it out. Like, if you start and you're like, I'm not sure what I'm doing right now because it's very different in the best possible way, stick it out. And it takes a little bit of time, not much, and you'll get so acclimated, you'll find your place, and you'll be like, there's no other place I'd rather be.
Christian?
I would say don't be afraid and be open, because a lot of times, especially in a new setting, we don't put ourselves out there, whether we're shy or we're trying to be cool in a sense. But definitely don't be afraid and be sociable, because it's very easy to make friends and new connections here, whether that's, a student, a teacher, a gym teacher, lunch moderator.
Everyone kind of talks to you,
Yeah. There's always some type of connection that you'll make here that it could be lifelong.
Sadie?
Yeah, I would just say be yourself and get involved. There are so many kids here compared to my school. It was like 120 grade. Now it's like 600. If you just be yourself, you'll absolutely find your group of people, and you won't regret it at all.
I'm going to totally embarrass you, but I remember when your mom, after she said that you were coming to Kellenberg, she calls Mrs. McGinnis and she's like, you got to get me in that bookstore, and you got to get me a sweatshirt, and I want Sadie to know. So sorry, Mrs. Keys, sorry I called you out. I called you out.
And I came home and that sweatshirt was on the counter, and I just started crying. I was
that's awesome.
so happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that, how quick a year goes, right?
Yep.
Aiden, what do you think?
You just got to put yourself out there, because once you're a part of the community, then everything else comes easily with that. Like making friends, being in the school, academics, all that's easy.
Okay, and then Maya, how does it, so I think you've been also doing dance, like, how many hours a day? Like, you probably leave here at like
So
7
many.
o'clock every
Yeah,
night.
at
So I don't know if you like having a day off every once in a while, but I feel like you guys are here later than so many other things. But what would you say, a little advice as you started here?
Definitely just to be open-minded. There's so many things that I do now, and I never expected to actually take a liking to them, and just to step out of your comfort zone, because it just gives you the extra push, and it helps you see what you really like what you enjoy to do, and just meet new people.
And just so you know, you guys that are graduating, you're not leaving Kellenberg, all right? Because in a couple weeks, you get a little backpack that says, if you ever need anything, call. And it's Kellenberg's phone number. So you're part of a family. You juniors, I'm looking forward to obviously working with you next year and seeing helping some of the new freshmen that we've brought into the building, and kind of seeing them grow, just like the seniors did this year. And I always feel like it's that beautiful way of kind of growing in faith. So maybe if I could just thank you guys for being here. It was awesome. I enjoy sometimes in the busyness of a day, you don't get to talk to the people that are in the building. So it's kind of cool to just do that. And maybe we could all together just do like a Go Firebirds. What do you think?
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Like Go Firebirds? All right, on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Go Firebirds!
Have a great day, everybody.